and this is Wizzywig Wednesday, and I have my guest artist with me, Emilia Mente. She is a resident artist that we have here. She tells me what to do and how to do it, and also, which I always appreciate.
Takes direction well.
I do. But she does a lot of classes here, and her newest class that's up for grabs is her leather crafting or leather jewelry making class. So we brought some fun things to, we brought a mallet. Yay!
We're going to be working on, for our class, the bracelets that we're going to alter or adorn with a variety of things. But historically, leathers usually had stuff that was actually stamped upon. You know, leather is just part of, especially our culture here in Texas, is a lot of things were made out of leather.
Yeah.
Shoes, belts, saddles. And we have a really great source here in Texas, the Tandy Leather Company in Fort Worth.
And that's a free shout out for them.
And they have really great supplies. You're going to find them pretty reasonable. So if you're talking about what are you going to do, how do I start? Go to Tandy and their website.
Or come take Emilia's class.
Come take, and I'm going to give you resources, a list of resources, and you'll see what I've learned over the years.
She's very good. She also does the brass and copper etching class, and we're trying to coerce her into some beadwork class. She also is an artist that does glass fusion. Is that right?
Torch-fired enameling.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's better.
It's a little bit different than the fusion
that
we're hoping to find someone for also. But, a lot of people took leathercraft, maybe in a Boy Scout or Girl Scout troop, and got a taste of it at least. And the mallet that Andrea has is probably one of the basics, because you don't want to use a metal hammer on your metal stamps. It will mess up the tops of them. So a leather mallet is a really good, lightweight, but still gives enough force to do consistent stamping on a piece of leather. And today what I brought was just to show you some leather that what I've done first is case it. Now all these terms that I'm putting out are just part of the lingo. So you're casing it with clear water. Very often people use distilled water. And you're getting the fibers wet. I do both sides usually, just so that it will keep an impression when you do stamp upon it. You can buy millions of stamps to do. A lot of them, again, are historical pieces that people did on saddles or gun holsters, but a lot of what we're using for now is basically for adoration, for putting stuff on bracelets. I'm going to make some pieces you can't see, but I'll be stamping some of these and coloring them to make earrings.
And you also have, she brings a lot of fabric, like the sari fab material, where if you wanted to just adorn it and wrap, you could. She's also got little trinkets or a beadwork that you can add onto the pieces. She's got...
So we're going to make it... The first thing is it sometimes feels daunting about, oh my God, I'm not an artist and I don't know how to decorate. But you know, there's a lot of ways to decorate.
And we always go back to there's no mistakes in art.
There's no mistakes.
Hi Mindy, hi PK, thank you for joining us. Mindy says that she's so happy you're having this class. So
it'll be a lot of fun. Everything is very simple. We try to make it understandable. None of this high talk stuff. Have a lot more tools than you can ever use, because the woman with the most tools wins. We don't know what she wins, but it's a lot of fun, and you make friends too. That's the key part of anything here at Against the Grain, is a lot of community and people making friends and experiences. You may not want to do anything else in leather.
And inspiring each other. You know, you may come in and be really overwhelmed. You have this blank piece of leather in front of you and an assortment of goodies that you can put on it. But once you get into it or see the others getting into it, then that starts feeding your creativity, and you can make it. And then the nice thing is that you can always alter it a little bit.
And that's what most of it is. It's not just plain not plain, there's nothing plain about a beautiful saddle that's been stamped by a real craftsman, but we're not doing that, okay? We're going to have different colors leather. You know, leather comes in a variety of, from a variety of sources. Most of mine will be cowhide. If you're a vegan, there is available, we won't have it at our place, but there is available what they call vegetable leather. So you're not having to use cowhide, but most of ours cowhide that may have been dyed, which is brown. And this has got an oil base on it. It was originally supposed to be used for aprons for blacksmithing, but we can put paints on it now. There's particular companies that make paint to be able to put onto leather. We can also hang beads from this. So there's a variety of ways to try and do your different techniques. We'll use a few of those, but also explore your mind.
I don't want to explore my mind. It's a scary place.
I know.
It's more empty probably right now.
Full of running a business. That's the key thing. This has been just another hobby. I started probably doing this when my daughter, who is now in her mid-40s, was probably in elementary school. And again, there was a shop in town that was teaching this, so I did. And then later in life, I came back to doing it again. It's good therapy, which, as crazy as I am, you need all the therapy you can get. And so we've added sari material, which again is from a sari. These are remnants from India that you can purchase and add that dynamic color.
I love this.
We've also added some Afghan metal beads. They're probably out of something called a pot metal. Looks kind of silvery. You probably wouldn't want to put it against your skin directly, so that's why we put it on the leather to keep it from. A lot of times people have a reaction to pot metal.
And I'm just going to put a little shout out to your brass and copper etching class too. This is something that you can make, the etching, and then you can take it home, and if you wanted to apply it to a bracelet or make it into jewelry, you can.
Because someday we may do the actual air chasing, which is beating the heck out of metal and getting a very organic looking piece of...
Do we get to use a heavier mallet?
Really do a heavier metal hammer, because you do want it. This has been beat and use a lot of different tools, and you need earplugs. But with these tools that we'll have here, there's a variety. You can also use things you find at home. Screwdrivers. Oh. With a point, a Phillips head screwdriver will make a cross of sorts. We've got some little ones with wheels that put a little design on. But once again, what I usually do is have someone with a piece of paper, and you can put these into ink stamps too, to see what the pattern's going to look like before you make that commitment to that piece of leather. Now this one was originally one that was probably for a billfold or something, so I've been playing with stamping. The other thing that I'm learning to do is actually using the Big Shot that actually runs it through you can use a stencil to make a design, and then you can come back and actually enhance it after it's been pressed into the leather. So have your girls ever done any of the leather crafting?
Yeah. Olivia did it, and she used some of you brought some watch pieces, so she has kind of a steampunk to it, but then she also used some Emilia brings some jewelry left over, just anything that you can use to attach to the leather. And so, yes, my 14-year-old daughter has done this class and really enjoyed it.
So it's something that even this class, we're going to let probably 12 and up come to if they want to, because it's not dangerous except, you hit your finger.
The mallet.
That's it. And there is
but that's for anybody.
That's for anybody, learning how to do it.
Me, most likely.
And we'll have figure stamps, things for leaves and stuff like that, but you can come up with your own design.
And you can find that class on our website at www.atg-studio.com. That's June 17th, which is a Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon. Yep. And it is a $35 class. Everything is that's needed for it is provided for you, and then you get to walk away with your own custom piece of jewelry or adornment that you created here by Emilia, or with Emilia.
Yeah. So again, there's good sources in the area. You're probably seeing a lot of jewelry and things like that now. I know because we do have the Western culture here. Cowgirls are wearing stuff, but also, as Andrea mentioned, the steampunk look.
And the Bohemian Gypsy, that's really, the cuffs
that's
are
what
really
I kind of think
popular.
of this one as, because this basically has a sari material.
Yeah.
It's got some thread on it. It's got a couple of buttons that we put into that I painted. So there's no right or wrong. It's just having a good time. And as an older person, I use this now to help see further away. And you don't have to have that, though. We'll have all the tools and stuff that you need for that class.
Just make sure that you check out all the things that we have to offer here at Against the Grain. Amelia is a part of a lot of those things, and you'll find her here at the studio often visiting, and like I said earlier, telling me what to do, which I appreciate all of that help. And we just love her, and we love all the artists that we have in our studio.
We've got a really good community. That's what I think we're building here at Against the Grain, is a great community of all ages and all interests, but they're all going towards hopefully keeping this place alive, because we like the having the place to come to, and the place that will be open later in the evening. You know, her girls' night art that happens every other Saturday. We'll have live music, which also adds again to that ambiance and
Community.
BYOB, but for yourself, and just make it a home away from home.
I didn't even have to pay her to say that.
With the art aspect.
Yeah.
Okay? If you haven't, hubbies can come.
Yeah.
Anybody, bring a group of girls, because what you're going to do is find that it's an opportunity to see how each other, maybe they don't feel like they're artists, but they get to feel like they're doing something and walk away with a fun tchotchke.
Yeah. And also too, we just keep it really affordable, because we want
that's
this.
it too. I mean, this is a great place to come if your budget is kind of short. But come in, and you're going to find all different types of things to walk away with. The other thing is to remember that with graduation happening now, and end of year for school things, they also carry a lot of handmade things here at the store to be able to give away for gifts, things that are one of a kind. That so if you're coming to the class in the middle of June, maybe you're going to do something. I can't remember what date Father's Day is, but
it's sometime in there.
Yeah, sometime in June.
Yeah.
One of a kind art pieces that you can make, even in here, not even doing the leathercraft class, but coming in and doing a boot or doing something for Dad, or bringing Dad in to do that.
Yeah, that's fun. We have a lot of daddy dates in here, and that's really nice. And I think this class's leather one it's fun for men and women. You know, it's not too crafty or girly or whatever. You know, it's
I don't think
hands-on
with a mallet's usually not considered real girly, but
no, you can jazz it up a little bit though. We've seen lace on some of the pieces.
Yeah, and I do bring lace just to enhance again, or the sari material. But you know, we've got we try to bring in some ethnic stuff.
Okay,
and,
so PK wants to know if we do teach silver casting.
I haven't done silver casting because I can't afford it. You do have
starving
to have
artist problems.
Starving artist, and I really have. It's never spoken to me to do that. I've always worked with copper and the brass and things that for me are affordable. I think that really becomes an artist type thing, because you do have to have the right materials to be able to do the casting. And what she's talking about is you actually build a mold.
That seems like a lot of work.
A mold, and that's how you get one again.
Sorry, lazy Andrea came out.
Well, maybe that's my thing too, but I can't beat it up as much as I can some of the others.
The brass,
but
and
the
people
molding,
really love it. I mean, your brass, it comes out really shiny and beautiful. And if you haven't seen some of the pieces that were done in the brass,
etched, we're doing the brass, and
you can look back on our timeline.
But casting is something that I'm not familiar with and haven't done, but there are probably people more in Fort Worth that can do that, because you do have to build a mold, and then you do have to have access to the silver that you melt, and it's coming down in price, but I'm still not into that. So.
Well, we offer a lot of
good question though, PK.
Yeah, but and PK, the one that asked that question, she teaches our beginner painting class. You saw her last week as our Wizzywig, and we appreciate the questions. If anybody else has any questions, please call us 682-936-4443, or message us on our Facebook or Instagram under Against the Grain Studio, which y'all already know because this is Facebook Live. Has been interested in this. Oh, yay! See, we already have
good. And again, anybody can come in and do this. If you got young men that you know of, we can actually, even if it is a bracelet, a lot of men are wearing bracelets, and they're going to make it their own.
Well, it's also just the technique. You're learning in a very
because there are a lot of
elemental.
Yeah. You're learning that you're going to put it on a hard surface. This is a small sample of a piece of marble, but I've got granite at home, big pieces from leftover projects that I got for next to nothing. Because it's a good solid surface, you hammer on that, and then if you're going to do anything like carving and stuff like that, you might do that on a healable mat that you work on. There's an actual carving knife that you use to do a lot of the more delicate indentations. But we'll have that available too. You're not going to learn how to use this at this class other than trial, and then later on, like I said, there are available classes in other parts of the area.
Well, we've had really good feedback. If there's anybody else that wants to pipe in before we close this Wizzywig for today, please leave your comments here or leave them on our page, and we'll respond to you. And please sign up for our class. This supports local artists and small business, which I think is really important. I mean, for me.
And Andrea knows how to get in touch with me if you have any questions or any particular things, needs. Yep. And that's not a problem.
Well, thank you so much, Emilia, for being
You're
a part
welcome.
of our Wizzywig and Against the Grain. And so this concludes our Wizzywig. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Boop.